Framework had an event. Firstly, they announced. For context, since last episode, I've also bought a Framework. That might help.
I noticed, and I am very jealous.
I was going to say I didn't think you used to have one. Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it. It's quite nice. It's a lot better than the last laptop where the screen didn't work.
How many times has your
Shall I go on,
USB
Marks?
part been stolen from it?
Well, no, Jamie, no.
And how
Mine
many
now.
of those thieveries were Jamie?
Actually, not a lot.
I've only nicked it once.
Quite often, I will lock my computer, walk away to go to the toilet, and come back and find my USB port's gone.
It's not
That's
me.
more of a problem with my friends, not with the laptop.
Yeah, you need to make better friends.
I need to make better friends. Speaking of losing your USB ports, though, one of the big announcements from the new Framework event is the Framework 12, which is do you call them a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1? One of those laptops that flips over. And has a
Oh
touch
yeah, like the
screen.
360-degree one where you can use it as a tablet as well.
Tablet
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
It's a tablet PC, first Framework with a touchscreen. It flips over, and it actually has a lock, so you can screw in and lock the ports in if you wish to.
I actually really like this. I wasn't aware of this laptop, but I actually really like the sound
You
of it.
were. I told you about it when.
That's not saying much.
Since
Yeah.
then. Neither my work laptop nor my personal laptop are touchscreen, but I do quite like a touchscreen, so I don't know.
Yeah. So it also seems because it's meant to be. They haven't announced prices, I don't believe, but it's meant to be like quite a budget option. So it seemed like a bit like they're trying to aim it towards schools and stuff as well, which might be an interesting to see how that goes.
They do know their demographic, though, if they are adding in the ability to lock the ports, because they know that a lot of people have mates to nick
them aiming it at
everything.
schools, so you don't have little Timmy throwing a USB port across the classroom.
As funny as that would be, Untitled does not condone violence.
Or throwing USB ports
To not
around.
condone violence. They also announced something that didn't make a lot of sense to me when I first heard about it. But the idea of it has grown on me since, which they announced the Framework desktop.
Oh,
Isn't that just
So-
a desktop?
yeah.
I was about to say,
This-
it didn't make a lot of sense to me, but you explained it.
I
didn't
explain it
you?
well. So basically, AMD released this processor. I can't remember the actual name of the processor, but inside is an integrated GPU that they're calling the... I don't know if this is the name of the GPU or just the name of the processor. It's in one of their processors, the Ryzen Strix Halo, which is pretty much an integrated GPU in their processor that boasts performance and has, seemingly from what I can tell, tested performance around the same level as like the mobile 47, like RTX 4070s.
Okay.
Not discrete 4070s, but the mobile 4070s on the CPU die.
That's not bad.
The only problem is to put it in a laptop, which is a laptop chip, you need like a pretty big motherboard redesign, which is why it's not being seen in a lot of laptops at the moment. So Framework went, well, we can't do all that, but what we could do is release a really small form factor desktop with them in. So they made the Framework desktop, which
It's got interchangeable
it does have
ports
interchangeable
at the
ports on the
bottom.
front. It takes expansion ports on the front. Yeah. So basically, that's what made sense to me when I saw the size of it, and I realized this is Framework's answer to a Mac Mini.
Ah, okay.
It's
That
easily
makes...
budget optioned for quite a lot of performance. It starts at 1,100.
Which is more than a Mac
Which-
Mini.
It's just more. Well, okay, more than a Mac Mini, but it's also more powerful than the starter Mac Minis.
Fair enough.
Because the starter Mac, the £500 Mac Mini comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM. If you want 16, it's about 800. And that's with like 128 gigabyte storage. So yes, it is a bit more expensive than the £500 Mac Minis, but yeah, you're gonna pay that anyways for a desktop. And like if it does borrow the performance that it claims, I think it's a really interesting option for those like that really small form factor builds with the repairability of a framework.
I mean, the repairability of a desktop, but
Yeah, but it's not exactly, because you can't buy this CPU on the market. So
Well, not only that, but I think it's soldered on RAM and stuff as well, isn't it? It's very much...
that is the one problem with it. It's soldered on RAM, but that's because the CPU literally physically can't support anything else.
Yeah.
They tried to work with AMD.
It's
I have a problem with it.
effectively-
They tried to work with AMD on a solution.
Yeah, it's one of their laptop boards, but in a desktop
Yeah, it's pretty
box
much a
with
laptop.
more ports on the side.
Ah, Okay, that makes more
That's
sense.
pretty much what it is.
Once I realized the Mac Mini comparison, it made a lot more sense to me than it's just a desktop. Because I think it's Mini ITX, but it might be a bit smaller than Mini ITX. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked at the actual
Dimensions is the word you're looking for.
dimensions. There's the word. But yeah, so there's that, and then they announced a couple more main boards for like the Framework 13. They announced a new keyboard like literally like a week after for the 13 after I bought mine. I'm very upset about it. Because what they did was they changed out the metal inside the keyboard module for, I think it's a type of plastic, I don't remember. But the reason they did that is the metal would sometimes, if you had your speakers really loud, resonate with the sound and create a little buzz that I have noticed with mine. So I might be in the market for a new keyboard soon. They also finally released keyboards that don't have the Windows key and have the Framework logo instead of the Windows key, which I would have bought if I had the option. So that's annoying me a
you
little.
can 3D print that, surely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, surely, or I could just get a new keyboard as I was going to anyway.
I was just going to say, you just get a single piece, get a piece of tape, and then Sharpie the...
I'm not sharping. I don't care about that much, but it would just be nice if... Okay.
Okay.
Regardless, I was like, oh, I would have bought one with that keyboard if I thought of that. I went, oh, wait, I have a Framework. I can just swap out the keyboard. So I might do that sometime.
Yeah, that's almost as if it's one of the key selling points.